In 5 full seasons as a Giant, Matt Cain has pitched in plenty of pressure situations, but tonight could be the biggest as he has to face the thorn in the Giants' side, the San Diego Padres. The pesky Padres are 9-2 against the Giants this season and have led the National League West since early May. It's up to Cain to shut down the Padres in Game 1 of a National League West showdown, pennant race baseball, and it's all coming up next. We're coming to you from Petco Park here in San Diego as the Giants and Padres, they get ready for Game 1 of this 4-game series. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Kruko. Well, the Giants have taken 2 out of 3 in their last 2 series on this road trip. However, this is the big one. San Diego 2 games in front of the Giants. And Mike, a couple of things we can talk about. One, the Giants are 2-9 against the Padres this year, and Matt Cain is on the hill. You pick.
Well, I mean, 2-9 is something you can't really ignore. That has been the domination that the Padres have had against the Giants so far. But the key in this whole saying is so far. The Giants feel like they have a whole different offense right now, much different than the last 2 times they were here in San Diego, an offense that's much more capable of scoring runs than they were earlier in the year, and that really is going to be the key in this series. If they can score some runs and give this Giants pitching staff a few to work with, I think you're going to see different results.
All right, Bruce Bochy going with his offensive lineup, both Burrell and Guillen in the outfield tonight. Should be a good one here at Petco Park. When we come back, we will have the lineups and the first pitch right after these messages.
Giants Baseball is brought to you by AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. AT&T. Rethink possible. And by Toyota. More people say yes to Toyota than any other brand in California. Learn why at your Toyota dealer today.
We are at Petco Park. Big series, Giants-Padres, Game 1, and the Padres have just taken the field. Our game time weather is brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. 68 degrees here at the yard. Very, very light winds. Humidity at 72%. It is clear. All right, here's Bruce Bochy's lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be Torres, Sanchez, Huff. That's pretty typical for Bruce Bochy. Then it's Buster Posey. Jose Guillen against Garland's got big numbers. Followed by Burrell, Sandoval, Uribe 8th, Cain 9th.
Defensively, the Padres will have Venable, Durango, and Ludwig. That's your outfield. Tejada and Headley will be on the left side of the infield. Eckstein, Gonzalez on the right side. Torriabo will be in the squad putting down the signs, and on the bump tonight for the Pods will be the right-hander, John Garland. Garland is 30 years old. He's in his 10th year at the big league level. And these are his numbers. A very solid season for the Padres. 113 strikeouts, gets 77 walks, 148 hits allowed, 168 innings. And Garland is a 4-pitch guy. Very good curveball. He's got some sink on the fastball. He can cut it. He's got a slider and a changeup. The basic 4. When he's right, you'll see ground balls. And he can pitch for the strikeout, as his statistics will testify.
So here's Andres Torres. First pitch of the series is down low. 7:06 first pitch. The 1-0 pitch to Andres Torres, and Torres lines it into right center field. We got action. Torres on the move. Torres is going to head for 3, and that's where he's going to end up, and that's how this series gets started. With a bang.
A lot of people have been feeling that Andres Torres is a guy who really has to be an igniter in this series. Been quiet the last couple weeks, and this is a great way to start. Garland not wanting to walk him, challenges him with a fastball right at the belt, and Torres finds a gap in right center. And you got 2 triples alleys here at Petco Park, right center and left center. Both are alleys where if you have speed like Torres, you find a gap, you're thinking triple.
Freddie Sanchez with the infield bat. And he takes the strike. Called by home plate umpire Brian Onora. Sanchez is hitting .285, 5 home runs, 37 driven in. He's only faced Garland a couple of times. He's 1 for 2.
And right away, Garland's thinking strikeout. And that can be dangerous because you can fall behind early when you haven't established all your pitches. You're kind of wondering what's working, what's not working.
2 balls and 1 strike. That's Huff. And then in the hole, it's Buster Posey, who's standing on the top step of the Giants dugout. There's the umpires tonight. We mentioned Onora, Cuccione, Crawford, and Phil Cuzzy. Up the middle, and a base hit, and it's 1-0 Giants. So Sanchez picks up the RBI.
And really, from Garland's perspective, this isn't a bad pitch. A little slider at the knees, outside corner. But he caught strike zone, and with Freddie Sanchez, when you're in the strike zone, he can handle it. And handle it is right back up the middle for an RBI. And just like that, Giants draw first blood.
Well, I think Garland felt like he should have caught it. Here's Aubrey Huff. Huff takes a pitch down low.
Watch the reaction from Garland as this ball gets under the glove. And you're right. He thought he should have had it.
8 for 32 for Huff against Garland with a couple of home runs. And it's low, and it's 2-0. Buster Posey on deck. Off the end of the bat, and Huff hooks this one foul. Giants are 4-2 on this road trip, taking 2 out of 3 in LA and in Arizona. They've won 4 of 5. They're a game over 500 on the road now. They're 36-35. Torriaba set up away, and it's high and away, and it's 3-1. This is where Aubrey Huff will lay in the bushes. 3 balls and 1 strike.
He will hunt. He will hunt something fat out over the middle of the strike zone to hit.
Sanchez goes. Huff takes low, ball 4.
And this is what happens when you get into a strikeout early and you haven't established all of your pitches. You can fall behind early. You can create a lot of good counts to hit in, and you could also walk some people. So right now, Garland sort of out of sorts, and Yorby Torriaba coming out to the mound to try and talk some calm back into him.
Well, let's take a look at the Toyota keys to the game.
All right, our Toyota keys to the game. Find an early focus. That's what they have already done. You want to get into this game early. It's a different rhythm because of how big this game is. Get an early focus. 2, win the 90s. That's right. The increments of 90-foot bases. Win them. Don't walk people. Don't make mistakes with missing cutoff people. Don't make errors. And the third one, play clean D. Clean defense, always in big series, is a big, big factor. And those are our Toyota keys to the game.
Posey hitting .324, 11 home runs, 55 RBIs. Sanchez at second. Huff is at first. Swinging a foul to the backstop, and that evens the count. Jose Guillen is on deck. A triple, a single, and a walk. And Garland right now going after the Giants cleanup hitter Buster Posey. Two balls and 1 strike. It's not unusual for a sinker baller to have a little trouble in that first inning.
can't stress the importance of that swing of the bat from Andres Torres that really put Garland on his heels.
On the ground to third, maybe a pair. There's one, and there's two. Well, that's what Garland can do. He can get the double play ball. And now Guillen will hit with Sanchez at third.
Well, such is the life of a sinker baller. He's always one sinker away from 2 outs. But a nice turn there from David Eckstein, and they just do indeed half-step get Buster Posey.
Guillen's got terrific numbers against Garland. He's 9 for 19.
Well, here's where you can hurt him too. I mean, he's thinking he's 1 out away from minimizing the damage in this inning, which started out bad. You get a base hit right here and extend the inning. That could definitely hurt a pitcher, and it could shake his confidence.
On the ground on one hop to Headley, and that'll end the inning. So Guillen hits it well. Giants pick up a run. Padres are coming up. All right, 1-0 Giants. Let's take a look at the Padres lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be Durango, Eckstein, and then Ludwig. Adrian Gonzalez will be the cleanup hitter. This is the 11-game hitting streak. Then it'll be Tejada, Headley, followed by Torrealba, Venable, and Garland.
All right, let's take a look at the Giants defensively. It is a defense brought to you by the Black Diamond Brewing Company. It'll be Burrell, Torres, and Guillen. That's your outfield. Uribe and Sandoval on the left side of the infield. Sanchez and Huff on the right side. Buster Posey will be in the squat, putting down the signs, and on the bump tonight for the Giants will be Matt Cain. Matt Cain, the 25-year-old, 6'3", 230-pound right-hander, 5-year veteran. And here's what he's done this year: 29th start tonight, 3.18 ERA. Excellent hits allowed per innings pitched. Almost a 3-to-1 strikeout walks ratio. He's had a great year.
Durango, very speedy center fielder, takes a pitch down low. Sandoval and Huff are right on top of Durango. Fouls this one back, and that evens the count at a ball and a strike.
Matt Cain, 4-8 lifetime against these Padres, but a very good 3.12 lifetime ERA. This is the one team that doesn't really seem, the Giants don't ever seem to really score runs for him when he pitches against the Pods.
Eckstein to follow, and then Ludwig. There's a bunt, and it's right at Huff. 1 out.
Well, keeping Durango's speed off the base pass certainly a key in this ball game, so that is a big out.
Here's Eckstein. Eckstein hitting .271, a home run, 24 driven in. And a first pitch strike. 6 for 13 Eckstein against Cain in his career.
Open stance. Eckstein on top of the plate.
Sandoval somehow kept it close, and they throw him out. Boy, bullets already being hit at the third baseman in this game.
Well, what do you say we make it our forward right choice? This bullet off the bat of Eckstein with Pablo Sandoval playing deep with the bag. I mean, that bullet comes at you even quicker. And one thing about a bullet is when you do get your balance back, you've got time to make the play. And indeed he does, and he throws Eckstein out by a bunch. That's our forward right choice.
Here's Ludwig, who takes a strike.
See, you can't panic. You don't have to. You got time. It's the beautiful thing about being a third baseman. Brian O'Nora, the plate umpire, Kaipi, he's a guy that'll give you a little more width on the outside corner than the inside corner.
Huff over by the Padre dugout, and it'll be on top of the dugout. Ludwig in a Padre uniform is hitting .214. He's got 3 home runs, 14 RBIs. One ball and 2 strikes. Just missed to even the count with Adrian Gonzalez on deck. Now it's 3-2. Ludwig coming over from the St. Louis Cardinals. And a full count. And he stays alive with a foul ball off the backstop.
Matt Cain always likes to get into a ball game, establish the fastball first. He's a guy that definitely thinks fastball. And I guess, you know, if you were to rate his pitches, I think his changeup probably his second best pitch. Although with Matt Cain, you know, you really can't say first, second, or third, or fourth best pitch because he'll throw anything at any time, and I think that's what you have to be able to do up here.
Here's Gonzalez. He's the hitter in this lineup that you'd like to be able to avoid if you can. He's got 27 home runs. He's got 90 RBIs. He's got power to every part of this ballpark. And he's hit Cain pretty well, at least from the standpoint of extra bases. 3 home runs, a triple, and 3 doubles.
Well, he's faced him 51 times. He knows them. He knows where the hot spots are. Good pitch. Talk about shutdown innings, and Matt Cain 40 of 44 opportunities, which gives him a 91% success ratio. You see the National League average is 74%. You ask people, how do you pitch Adrian Gonzalez? With nobody on base and a 5-run lead is a great way to pitch to him. He is that dangerous. And he will swing 3-0.
Three balls and 1 strike. Ludwig does not have a steal this year. He's been thrown out 4 times. From the outfield grass, Freddie Sanchez, and that'll end the inning. Yo, Freddie, you scared me there for a second.
That was not easy.
Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area.
Well, would you like to be part of the excitement of potential postseason play at AT&T Park? Here's how you can do it. Check out the 2011 On Deck season ticket plan. It's now available. Reserve your tickets for next year and guaranteed seats for potential playoff games. Operators are standing by. 415-972-2298. And Burrell takes a strike. Burrell hitting .248, 16 home runs as he slams that one foul.
Now, he was great to be around before the game. Really enjoying this run the Giants have had here. for a veteran who's been through it all, been a World Series champion.
Another line drive foul.
He said today with a little twinkle in his eye, you know, this never gets old. Plus, he gets to watch Aubrey Huff go through it the first time. And you know, I think that's something that everybody is enjoying, including ourselves.
High to Burrow. Sandoval, and then Uribe. Garland trying to get the mound the way he likes it. Burrow waiting patiently.
See a lot of close calls on that inside corner that these pitchers are not going to get to that. Again, Onora on that inside corner right-handers, he can be stingy. He will give some width out on the outside corner to right-handers.
Here's the payoff to Burrow, and he walked it.
Easy take there.
Well, we'd like to wish a 50th wedding anniversary, a happy wedding anniversary to Pat and Jim Sweeney. That's right, they are here at the yard tonight. It's actually tomorrow is when the anniversary. Both born and raised in San Francisco, live in Mountain View, 6 kids, 5 grandkids, and they're parents of our very own Giants employee, Karen Sweeney. She is the executive assistant to Brian Sabian. Pat, Jim, congratulations. 50 years, and not only that, but you raised a great daughter.
Yeah, we think Sweens is money. Happy anniversary.
We're glad they're here. Sandoval dribbles it, foul.
Hey, when you have a long inning like Garland did, it wasn't that long, I guess, pitch-wise, but I mean, it was stressful. He gave up a run. I mean, you don't want to open up the next inning by putting yourself in the stretch by way of the walk, and that's exactly what he's done. So Giants with some early opportunity here against Garland.
Double play ball. And it's a 4-6-3. Sandoval going into that at bat was 6 for 9 lifetime with a couple of doubles and a home run.
25th time he's grounded into a double play this year. Ouch.
Uribe, 19 home runs, 75 RBIs. And strike to even the count.
Saw the numbers for Uribe, and they've been a little weird. I mean, 2 for his last 16. However, those 2 hits, big flies.
And they won games for the Giants. Two-one pitch. Barrel of the bat chases Headley out of his spot. The ball went into the seats, and it's 2-2.
Well, that's pretty impressive.
Now, Carlos Gonzalez hits that ball. It's a triple.
Carlos Gonzalez of the Rockies. We saw it happen in San Francisco.
I mean, that's what he would do. Three and two. Rockies won it again today. They trailed in that game 5-0, 1-6-5. And the Cardinals beat up the Braves pretty good, 11-4. Payoff pitch. And he walked Uribe. No swing.
Well, that's a significant walk right there. It allows Matt Cain to hit this inning.
Matt Cain 6 for 55 on the season. Matt Cain does have some pop. Uribe at first, 2 outs. 2-0.
Now everybody's squirming in their seats a little bit here at Petco Park with the 2-0 count to Matt Cain. I mean, Garland really has not pitched well. He has, however, been able to come up with 2 pitches that have produced 4 outs, 2 double plays, 1 in the first, 1 in this inning.
And a strike.
That's really saved his neck.
So 2-1 to Matt Cain. 35 pitches for Garland. And Cain hits one on the ground to Eckstein. This will retire the side. Couple of walks. It'll be Tejada to lead things off.
Welcome back to the game. Well, the Giants brass is here. Brian Sabian, Dick Tidrow, and Bobby Evans all came on this trip to San Diego. Usually just one of those 3 will go on a road trip with the Giants, but I spoke with Bobby Evans before the game. He said, hey, that just shows the magnitude of this series that all 3 of them came. Bobby's checking on some of the younger guys, making sure they're adjusting okay, but he also said he wanted to see a darn good game, so even the bigwigs need to be fans sometimes. Dwayne?
All right, thanks, Amy. That's right. They're in the booth right next to us. So if we have any suggestions for Brian, we just knock on the window. No, I think we'll leave Brian alone. We have Giants fans all over the place.
There are orange people all over the ballpark.
Here's Miguel Tejada facing Matt Cain. And Tejada pops the first pitch up. 1 out. Chase Headley. See the numbers for Headley. It's a good season.
However, running out a little steam here the last couple weeks. It went $167. So used to seeing knee-high strikes called when you get low ball umpires, but Onora prefers more of a high ball. You get more belt strikes than you will knee strikes from Onora.
Headley swings and misses. I believe he got a piece of it. Headley's splits are not very good when it comes to hitting right-handed and left-handed. He's close to a 300 hitter left hand and just a shade over 200 hitting right-handed. And if you remember, the last time San Diego was in San Francisco, the Padres took 2 out of 3. Headley had some big hits against the Giants hitting right-handed. 2-2 pitches pulled on the ground, foul. .297 left-handed, 206 right-handed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Got him.
Just blew him away. First strikeout for Cain. And that's something he's been able to do ever since he got to the big leagues. He's pitched across the letters. High 3/4 short arm release. Guys don't pick it up early. At 92 seems like 96 when you're in the box. Change sight lines, elevate across the letters, grab some pine meat.
Here's Torrealba. .285 with 4 home runs, 32 RBIs. And a breaking ball for a strike. 11 for 32.
And he has been hard on his old team. Torrealba came up with the Giants, and he has haunted them ever since.
0-2. Venable would hit if Torrealba reaches, and the 0-2 pitch is very high.
See Torrealba hit, he's always got that one pocket hanging out by design. That's his good luck charm.
Got him.
What a changeup.
2 strikeouts for Kane. Top of the order coming up. All right, 1-0 Giants. Time now for Subway Eat Fresh. Ask Kruk and Kipe. James from San Jose wants to know what's the difference between a sinker and a splitter.
Well, a sinker is a 2-seam fastball, and your hands are behind the ball, so you're getting good push and you're getting good power from a 2-seam fastball. And if you throw a 2-seam right, as Andres Torres takes strike 1, you're going to get some sink to it, like John Garland is getting when he's getting his ground balls that get double plays. A split finger fastball, you split your fingers so your fingers are not behind the ball when you throw. Now you get the same arm action as a fastball, but you don't get as much velocity because your hand's not behind the ball. Your fingers aren't. They're to the sides of the ball. So 2 different pitches, 2 different purposes. Tim Lincecum throws a split.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Torres with a triple to lead off the ball game. Here he hits it on the ground to Eckstein. 1 out. And that'll bring up Sanchez. Sanchez single up the middle to knock in the only run. Aubrey Huff is on deck. 1-0 Giants. Swing and a miss by Sanchez. He will give you a pretty good rip at a high fastball.
Well, and he'll also hit a high fastball a long way.
Drives this one to right field, and that's a base hit. And Ludwig will move over to cut it off. And Sanchez is 2 for 2. Aubrey Huff drew a walk in the first inning. Giants with a run on 3 hits. Huff does have a couple of home runs lifetime against John Garland. Not an easy place to hit a home run in unless you go right down the lines.
That's the one exception right there, the jury box right there, where it kind of juts out. But other than that, you really have to earn it to go to right field. Great place to pitch.
Outside corner. That time Garland got the call. 1 ball and 1 strike. Not so sure with Huff, but I think Bruce Bochy with Posey, Guillen, Burrell, maybe even Sandoval, you might see Bruce Bochy put on the hit and run just to stay out of the double play.
Again, the high strike from Brian Honora, and it takes a while to get used to a guy who calls the bell high strike when you're used to umpires that don't call it. It's not, I would bet that there's less than 10% of the umpires in today's major leagues that call that belt high strike.
Well, you called it right. That was right at the belt.
Yeah.
Sanchez goes, pitches low, and Torrealba eats it. Third of the year for Sanchez.
Well, I think one of the keys of stealing a base is picking a good pitch to do it on. And you saw Torrealba coming out trying to shortstop the one hop. That was his only chance. And an easy 90 feet for Freddie Sanchez. And that's his third steal on the year.
Posey on deck. And the 2-2 pitch. And Huff hits a high drive into right center field. This one is hit a ton. It is out of here. Well, maybe it's not that hard to hit it out of here.
Well, what do you say we make that our Dodge Ram drive of the game? In a 2-2 count, a breaking ball, and for Aubrey Huff in one of the biggest games of his career, he comes up big with a 2-run shot. Home run number 24 on the year, RBIs 80 and 81, and he just backspins it, and he starts to measure right out of the box, thinking he had a chance, and indeed he did. Our Dodge Ram drive of the game. And that'll definitely put some smiles on the boys in the dugout.
Posey takes away 1 ball and 1 strike. 81 RBIs now for Huff.
Talk about that, a pitcher. I think in Garland's mind, he's thinking that's not that bad of a pitch.
JT Snow, you could read his lips. He asked him if it was a changeup, and Aubrey Huff did the hook motion with his right hand. 1-2 to Posey. That's Big Boyville out there.
It is Big Boyville, and that's a big hit for Aubrey Huff. Because you get into a big game, a big series, you want to be the guy that is a big hit guy. Well, he just proved to himself he's a big hit guy.
Knocked down, Headley recovers. Posey hit it very hard. 2 outs.
All right, let's take a look at Big Boyville. You go out to the beach out there in right center. I mean, you don't see many go here.
If that doesn't go, he might have quit.
Hey, Barry Bonds caught the ball. I wonder what he's been doing.
Here's Guillen.
The reaction from the troops, it's all good.
Guillen hit the ball hard to Headley in the first inning. For Garland, that is the 16th home run that he's allowed. One and 2. And Guillen stays alive, bounces it right into the Giants dugout. Hensley Mullins came up with that souvenir. 1-2 to Guillen. He's got a pretty good eye.
He does. He has a good knowledge of that strike zone.
That's Burrell.
Another guy with good knowledge of the strike zone.
And the 2-2. And he pulls another one foul right past Bruce Bochy.
Garland trying to run that sinking action inside off the plate to Guillen. I think he feels that Guillen's strength is middle away, which it is.
And he got him. Got a piece of it, but Torrealba hung on. Aubrey Huff with home run number 24 on the year. Headed out to the sandbox. And here at Petco Park, it's bye-bye baby, and it's 3-0 Giants. Well, the next homestand, the Dodgers will make their final visit to AT&T Park. It'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. All 7:15 starts. And the dynamic deal of the week for all three of those games, $15 view reserve tickets for each game. So take advantage of it. Go to sfgiants.com. Venable hits one high and deep to right. Headed to the bleachers. Gone. And it's 3-1. So that's an answer back.
Well, the first pitch you throw a guy the first time you see him is starting at bat, you don't think he's going to do this. Down and in, and Venable, good low ball hitter from the left side, goes down and golfs it right out of here. That's home run number 12 on the year for Venable. As good as he hit that thing, it barely got out of here. Gives you an idea just how tough it is to hit a home run to right field.
Sanchez throwing on the run, and they get Garland on a nice play. You don't take plays like that for granted.
Well, you can't take Freddie Sanchez for granted with what he's done with his glove for the Giants all year. He has played a Gold Glove second baseman. He has really showed tremendous range and a lot of creativity with the way he plays that position. He has been a defensive force in that infield.
Here's Luis Durango. Durango tried to bunt his way on in the first inning, and he popped out to Pat Burrow, or check that to Aubrey Huff. And he's got tremendous speed. Routine ground balls end up being outs by a half a step, or even sometimes he beats them out. One and two.
Durango is a switch hitter.
And he got him with a fastball. 3 strikeouts.
Well, a reminder, Bloomberg Sports, the leader in data analysis, has developed an analytical product being used by baseball clubs. There's also a product for fans. You can improve your fantasy play or track your favorite players and teams. All you have to do is go to BloombergSports.com for details.
Eckstein hit a bullet to Sandoval in the first inning, and he was thrown out. Slaps it to right. Side retired. Ken gives up the home run through 3. 3-1 Giants.
Hi, what do you say we ask our trivia question? It's brought to you by AT&T Rethink Possible. Who are the only 2 pitchers in Giants history to record 150 or more strikeouts in each of their first 5 full seasons? Good question.
Start thinking about that one.
That's a good question.
Here's Burrow. Burrow singles into left field on the first pitch. He had walked in the second inning, and that'll bring up Sandoval. So here's the dilemma for Bruce Bochy. He's watched his Giants hitters hit into 2 double plays in the first 3 innings. Sandoval was one of them. But Burrell not the fleetest, but you put on the hit and run, not thinking that the base runner is going to steal second. You put it on to avoid the double play.
That's a good point. I mean, Burrell with below average speed, but if you'd send him, I mean, you're going to have a middle infielder come out of position to cover the bag, and you will open up a side of the field. As we mentioned, Sandoval has hit into 25 double plays this year, so he will follow the movement of the ball, and with Garland's sink, good chance he will put one on the ground.
Garland had a 23-pitch third inning. He's got 61 total. One ball and one strike.
Change it from Garland.
Burrell with his lead, not a big one. Inside corner, that's where Torrealba wanted it, and Garland planted it there. And now if you're Sandoval, you got to think they're going to try to get you low and away to try to hit into that double play.
Front door sinker. And again, the high strike from Brian Onora.
Double play ball. 4, 6, 3. All right, let's check in with Scott Reese in San Francisco.
All right, guys, the Rockies doing their September thing in a game that they once trailed 5-0 to the Reds. 8th inning, Chris Nelson, the straight steal of home, turns out to be the game-winning run. Rockies just 2 back of the Giants and 4 back of San Diego. Guys.
All right. 2 outs. Sandoval hits into his second double play, and here's Juan Uribe. Uribe drew a walk in the second. It was significant because it allowed Kane to hit, and then of course it allowed Torres to lead off the third. And it's 3-0.
Garland has already walked 3 Giants. And there's the big man, Aubrey Huff, with a 2-run homer. That has been the difference in this game.
Uribe with the green light, and that's what you're supposed to do. Take a rip. I think he did.
Pitch count high for Garland. Not too bad. I mean, at the end of 4 innings, you should have 60 pitches.
High and deep into right center field. Durango on the move. Out of here. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do on a 3-1 pitch.
3 for 17. His last 17 at bats, and those 3 hits, all home runs. And for the second time tonight, the Giants hitter has gone out on the beach in right center. And perhaps this is a bit more impressive than Aubrey Huff's because Uribe is a right-handed hitter. What an at bat. 3-1 count. I mean, get out there and try and search and destroy, and indeed he does. He had the signature Uribe hands high after he hit it, but then he started digging because he doesn't trust the ballpark.
He did the pose.
It's a modified pose. But he did not go into his trot. He was digging.
Make it 2-2 now to King. Had the right sound, but to that really dead part of the field. I mean, there's little kids out there where their parents have told them, you know what, just play. Don't worry. There's not going to be any balls hit in the sand.
You're safe. Not tonight, you're not.
Not tonight. Kane bounces this one to Tejada. And that'll end the inning. Home run number 20 for Juan Uribe. And it is Big Boysville. Bye-bye, baby.
Welcome back to the game. It's time for your poll question. It is fueled by G this evening. Log on to csnbayarea.com and let us know which Giants memorable moment you'd like to see replayed on a future broadcast. You can go back to the 1989 NLCS Will the Thrills 2 RBI that put the Giants into the World Series, or just go back to 2002 Kenny Lofton's RBI that put the Giants into the World Series. Guys, I said it last night. I don't envy anyone who has to make that choice.
That is a very tough choice. I believe I mentioned it yesterday. Vote for C. Both. All of the above.
Yeah, all of the above. Juan Uribe with the big hit. And that's a significant swing of the bat, because that's home run number 20. Certainly a goal for any player. And a nice plateau to get to.
Here's Ludwig, who drew a walk in the first. He lines this one. Torres got a great jump, and he puts it away. Well, a lot of people have their favorite videos to vote for. Here's mine. This was at Qualcomm Stadium, and my partner decided that he'd go after Dave Winfield. And Winfield said, the heck with that, I'm going after him. And he slowed up just enough where Barry Foote could get in there and take him down. But he had to look like a condominium coming at you.
Well, he's 6'7", and by the time he got out there on top of the mound, he looked like he was 7'6". It's funny because Barry Foote was like the slowest guy in the league, and he had shin guards on. We had full gear on, but
well, it looked like Winfield was slowing down to get an angle, you know, maybe wind up a little bit, and it was too late by then.
He was getting ready to throw the haymaker, and I could see Barry Foote trying to catch on him.
And now you guys best of friends.
Well,
Winfield, you guys exchange Christmas cards.
I did see him the last time we were here, and he mentioned it right away. He goes, you know, I don't hold a grudge. So that's a good thing.
Here it comes. Okay. Yeah. Gene Richards pushed you off a little bit to the side.
Yeah, Gene Richards, teammate of ours later years in San Francisco.
Hit on the ground. Sanchez on the dive. From his knees. Got him.
What a play. What a play. And that thing came up a little bit on him as he slid to his left. And once you get it, you get all the time in the world. And for one knee, I think it's the fun part about being a second baseman is you can make a one-knee throw. But again, in this game, he showed great range. He's been doing it all year.
Here's Tejada. Tejada saw one pitch in the second inning, and he popped out.
Miguel Tejada, one of 3 shortstops to hit at least 20 home runs in 8 straight seasons. The other 2 guys, Cal Ripken Jr. and A-Rod. Pretty good company, huh?
Very good company. Two and 0 to Tejada. Tejada, liking that 2-0 pitch, fouls it back.
Miguel Tejada, really one of baseball's good guys. And whatever clubhouse he's ever been, whether it be in Oakland or Baltimore or Houston or here, they love him.
Juan Uribe says, I got this one. And he does. Giants leading in this one 4-1.
All right, time to ask and answer our trivia question brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. Who are the only 2 pitchers in Giants history to record 150 or more strikeouts in each of their first 5 full seasons. Our survey said, well, Christy Mathewson and Matt Cain. That is very cool. If you could be mentioned in the same breath with Christy Mathewson in anything positive, that's a good thing. Matt Cain has done that.
I'm pretty impressed with that.
Yeah, I am too.
Andres Torres will lead things off. This will be the 3rd time in this game that he's led off an inning. And he swings and misses. He's tripled and he's bounced out. He's hit the ball hard a couple of times. Giants with 2 home runs in this game. They lead 4-1. Torres fouls it out of play. 0-2.
When you go through a long stretch of seeing umpires with low strike zones around the knees, and then all of a sudden you see a belt high guy, how long does it take you to get adjusted?
Well, it takes you a couple of at-bats, that's for sure. Strike 3 call.
Front door sink, and I mean a perfect pitch.
Well, Friday, September 17th, the Giants and Brewers, Orange Friday. New promotion has just been added to the first 20,000 fans. When they show up, they're going to receive a Buster Posey orange t-shirt presented by Remax. Go to sfgiants.com. September baseball, game on. Sanchez has singled twice. He's knocked in a run and he's scored a run.
But is that like a hard strike zone to trust?
Well, I mean, once you know what it is, Mike, then with 2 strikes is the only time you really have to worry about it. A quick 0-2 to Sanchez with Aubrey Huff on deck.
Good 0-2 pitch there from Garland. He's in much better rhythm now. See his breaking balls. He's starting to miss down below the zone with him when he's out of the strike zone. He wasn't doing that earlier.
Into right field, but there is Ludwig.
They made an adjustment defensively prior to the pitch. They had Ludwig playing a shallow right field. And that really paid off. If he plays normal depth, that ball has a chance of dropping.
Here's Aubrey Huff.
Maybe not.
Aubrey Huff with a home run in the 3rd. He drew a walk in the 1st. And a shot down the right field line. This is going to be a fair ball. Ludwig gets it out of 322, and Huff is 2 for 2. A walk, a home run, and now a double. Garland's not fooling him.
That's what you want your big people to do. Show up big in a big game. And Aubrey Huff has answered the call. A walk, a home run, and now a double with 2 outs here. It sets it up for Buster Posey.
Posey has bounced out twice, but he's had pretty good at bats. The double play ball he hit in the 1st inning, he hit okay, but the ball he hit in the 3rd, a 1-hopper to Headley, was smoked.
Well, and as hot as Posey's been with an open bag, you would think that they would pitch around him or not give him a lot to hit. But remember, the guy on deck, Jose Guillen, has got good lifetime numbers against Garland, and he's swinging the bat well right now. Adam Russell, the right-hander, starting to get greased up in the Padres pen.
Posey hits a high drive. Left field. Out of here. The Giants have broken out with the long ball here at Petco Park, and we are aware now that this place has got a lot of Giants fans.
Like this guy, wearing a Posey jersey, no less. But that is the beauty of having a guy like Ian behind you. Garland opted to pitch to Posey with an open base. As hot as Posey's been, they sort of turned their back on that, went after him, and it just cost them 2 runs. That's some 2-out thunder.
The intake's low. (6-1) Giants. And a strike to Guillen.
Well, we see Buster Posey, when he hits them, they stay hit for a long time. And this is a big boy. Second decker here at Petco Park. And you don't see many of those.
Headley gets it in between Hop, and that'll end the inning. Buster Posey, bye-bye baby, a 2-run bolt, and the Giants lead 6-1.
Well, join us tomorrow for game 2 of this 4-game set. It's going to be Jonathan Sanchez taking on Clayton Richards, a couple of good lefties throwing well. And that pregame starts at 6:30. You'll see it right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area.
Here's Headley. Headley struck out in the second inning. Kane's got 3 strikeouts. That's off of Headley's foot, so it's 2 balls and 1 strike. New baseball for Matt Cain. Headley tried to walk this off. Sometimes you can walk a mile and you couldn't walk it off.
Well, I mean, if I did that to myself, I wouldn't want to walk at all. Stick it in a bucket of ice. See Russell back up filling, and Kevin Correa has joined him. Correa has been put in the Padres bullpen, been in the rotation most of the year.
Squibbed foul. It's now 2-2. The Padres announced that Tim Stauffer will start on Saturday instead of LeBlanc or Correa. There's a drive to right. That's going to be a hit. Ian will pick it up. Headley with a double. All right, let's check in with Scott Reese in San Francisco. Scott.
All right, Kipe, the wild card leading Braves went up 3-0 on Pujols and the Cardinals, and from then on, it was all Redbirds. Albert leaves the yard for the 37th time. Adam Wainwright goes the distance. Cards 11-4, so the Giants would be just a game back with a win tonight.
All right, thanks, Scott. Here, a double by Headley and Torrealba will hit. Torrealba struck out in the second. A long run for Pat Burrow. And it's going to be Uribe who couldn't quite get there. He very nearly did the splits down the left field line. That is no man's land.
Well, yeah, it's a tough part of the park, but watch him lose his footing, and I think this is what cost him the play. He slips with his left foot, and
Just don't
once
get
you
hurt.
lose your balance.
Don't get hurt.
Indeed, don't get hurt. He's walking it off, taking some inventory at shortstop.
Hit out into left center field. Andres Torres with Headley tagging. Torres catches. Here's the throw, cut off, and Headley goes into third.
Well, Giants baseball is brought to you by the Solar Company. Call 877-60-SOLAR or visit thesolar.com to learn about their lease option, which expires on October 15th.
A long out. And here's Venable, who homered in the third. Headley at third. Infield back. Foul at the plate, and it's 0-1.
That's that low pitch from the left side. You see the numbers: 12 homers, 48 RBIs.
Inside to Venable, pinch hitter on deck, and I cannot quite make out the number. It's Baxter, Mike Baxter. 1-2. It's a 92-mile-an-hour fastball from King. Out of play.
Trying to elevate that fastball a little bit. I know his preference is down around the knees. That's something he already proved early in the game. He hit a home run his first at bat back in the third on a first pitch down and in. And he will chase across the letters.
Nice block by Buster Posey. 2-2. Giants got into town last night after the loss in Arizona about midnight. So everybody tucked in by 1 o'clock, 1:30. Two balls, 2 strikes. Foul.
Picked down in the bar. Ball girl. It's not the first ground ball she ever caught. It's going. She impressed the guard, I'll tell you that much.
2 balls, 2 strikes. In tight, 3-2. .61 pitches now from Matt Cain. Out of play. A battle between Venable and Cain. And he got him.
Buster Posey setting up inside. Look at the high target. He wants it at the belt, and that's exactly where Cain gives it to him. And a swing through, see ya. And that's strikeout number 4 for Cain.
Tune into NBC Bay Area Morning News Team for early news, traffic, and weather updates weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m. As a 9-pitch at bat. Here's Mike Baxter.
He had a nice year in Portland, their AAA affiliate. 18 home runs, hit 300.
Baxter this year has only had 2 at bats. He's 0 for 2. Just joined us. Huff a 2-run home run, Uribe a solo shot, and Posey a 2-run home run. Almost to the backstop. A nice play by Posey. It's 3-0.
Baxter came out of Vanderbilt. This was his 6th year in the minor league system for the Padres, and really his breakout year. He'd never hit more than 8 home runs in any given year until this year.
I think he's a Buster-only favorite.
Well, if he went to Vanderbilt, I have to agree.
Yeah, he's probably watching. Foul back. 3-2. Buster only needed another Buster around Major League Baseball.
Well, I think Buster Posey has to be Buster Olney's favorite player. That's kind of the way it works, isn't it?
I would think so. Freddie Sanchez, side retired. Kane pitches through the leadoff double. 6th inning coming up. All Giants.
Giants Baseball is brought to you by Farmers Insurance. To find your local Farmers agent, call 800-FARMERS today. By Xfinity TV, phone and internet, reinvented. And by Verizon Wireless. Introducing the Droid X, the next generation of duds.
Well, you watch this game tonight, you have to ask the question, will the National League West come down to the last weekend of the season? If that's so, those last 3 games are going to be against these Padres. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, October 1st, 2nd, 3rd. And Sunday the 3rd is Fan Appreciation Day and has only a limited number of seats still remaining. So order your tickets now at sfgiants.com. September baseball, game on, Dad.
All right, here's Kevin Correa making his first appearance out of the bullpen this year. Facing Pat Burrell, who's 1 for 1. He also drew a walk. Burrell fouls it out of play when it's time for a change. Think Speedy oil change and tune-up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
There you see the body of work for Correa as a starter. 10-10, 140 innings pitched, 111 strikeouts. He's a 4-pitch guy. He can 2 and 4 seam the fastball, curveball, slider, changeup, ground ball guy. Oh yeah,
That guy end up with it?
yes he did.
I hope so.
I mean, you hope they find a good home, and I think that ball has found a good home.
Burrell hits one high and deep down the line. Fair or foul? It is out of here.
Oh my word.
Up top in the Western Metal Supply Company building. And the Giants have definitely broke out the whipping stick tonight.
Wow. I mean, that swing of the bat reminded me of a home run Dave Kingman hit off of a curveball from Jackie Brown. Now watch the curveball down and in. Same type of pitch. And you talk about getting every bit of this thing. This is a mammoth shot. Holy smokes.
And that almost went into those bleachers on top of the building. On the ground to Tejada. The Sandoval is going to be retired.
Well, that home run that Kingman hit off Jackie Brown went out of Olympic Stadium in Montreal. That's why I bring it up. And it looked just like this. Man, he got every bit of that thing. For Burrell, his 15th home run as a Giant. And look at it go. That is, that is unbelievable is what that is.
Uribe takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. 7-1 Giants.
Oh, they always talk about this is not a very good hitter's park. Well, you couldn't see that tonight.
Under the glove of Tejada, and Uribe's going to have a hit. Some loud contact tonight.
Oh, I'll say. Giants with 4 home runs, double, a triple. But the home runs are all mammoth shots. 2 out to right center, the second Decker to left, and then this one out the face of the Western Metal Supply.
That's the first time the Giants have hit 4 home runs in this park. I mean, it might be the first time in a series they've hit 4 home runs in this park. Correa giving his old buddy some chin music.
That can happen when a guy turns around early. You pick him up, you lose your target, and if your eyes pick up the hitter, your arm's going to throw to what the eyes are looking at.
Nora with a late call strike. Kane pulls the bat back and fouls it.
Had Burrow with a 2-hit night, but it was the second hit that really caused quite a buzz here in this ballpark. It takes a pretty prestigious blast when you're on the road to create a buzz, and that's exactly what Burrow did. That's how good that home run was.
Nora's saying something into that Padre dugout. Kane bounces this one to Gonzalez, and the throw, they got him. Not by much. He's good. He's good at the plate. He's good defensively. He throws well.
Adrian Gonzalez, one of the best throwing first basemen in all of baseball, a Gold Glover. And just very relaxed. Didn't get him by much, but you don't have to. Nice play.
Here's Torres. Andres Torres really set the tone for this game with his first at bat when he tripled to lead off the ball game. And really, it was almost like game on. Here we go. As he rolls it foul, 1 ball and 1 strike. Sanchez then knocked him in. Fouls it off the screen, 1-2. Garland did get a couple of double play balls that really kept him around. But overall, he gives up. As this is driven foul. You're right. He gave up 3 double play balls, and he allows 8 hits, 6 runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Posey and Sandoval. Sandoval hit into a pair of double plays.
Now, one thing's for sure. I mean, we thought this was going to be one of the big keys in this series as to what type of offense the Giants brought into this ballpark, where they have been so stagnant all year. Just 1 win against the Padres. The Giants have only won 2 out of 11 games against this Padres team.
Torres is gone. That'll end the inning. Pat Burrow with the home run, his 15th of the year, and it was a high and mighty shot down the left field line, and it's bye-bye baby, 7-1 Giants.
Well, last night, Giants reliever Santiago Casilla had a weird moment in Arizona when he threw an accidental strike. He was starting to try an intentional walk, and he said in an article today he was so intent on hitting Buster's glove that when Buster didn't move his glove out soon enough, he threw a 63-mile-an-hour watermelon over the plate to Adam LaRoche. He was quoted in the article as saying, "Thank you to God that LaRoche didn't swing at the pitch." Gentlemen.
Well, it was. I mean, it was so weird. It was something that I'd never seen before. It's 7-1 Giants.
Yeah, it was a little different.
Durango takes a strike.
I wonder if Adam Roach was thinking about that pitch when he left the ballpark last night.
Cody Ross in for Burrell in left field. In at third is Sandoval. 1 ball and 1 strike. Durango is popped out trying to bunt, and he struck out looking. Chopper. Uribe knows he's going to have to hurry, and they got it.
All right, it is the Coors Light 6th inning. Now it's time for the Coors Light Freeze Cam. We go back to the 4th inning with Adrian Gonzalez up, and he hits a ball to the right side of the infield, but Freddie Sanchez says, I got it. And indeed he did. One more look at the fine defensive play. And that's our Coors Light Freeze Cam, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Here's Eckstein. Eckstein is 0 for 2. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Off the end of the bat and out of play, and a quick 0-2. That was pitch number 74 for Kane. Low. Ludwig to follow. Out of play. Eckstein can do this all night.
Well, he doesn't have a whole lot of swing. And when he gets to 2 strikes, I mean, he even gets shorter. One of the most difficult guys to strike out in all of baseball, and has been ever since he's been here.
Got him.
Already.
Podcasters jinx.
Yeah, that's good. I should have started talking earlier.
Might have saved him some pitches.
Yeah.
Here's Ludwig. A walk and a line drive to Andres Torres.
It's 5 strikeouts now for Kane. 77 pitches.
And Chris Cuccione said, yeah, I'm going to get involved in this game.
I don't think that Ludwig's too enthusiastic about that call.
No.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Changeup followed up with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, and as we so often see with Kane, he's 80 pitches into his night, and you're starting to see his highest velocity fastballs, and that's usually how it goes. He's a guy that just adds velocity as he gets closer to the century mark in pitches. 95.
And right now attacking the strike zone. And why not, right?
Well, when you have a 6-run lead in this ballpark, this is a situation that calls for go right at him.
Look out. Ludwig did the Texas 2-step as he came out of there.
He set up in the outside corner, and this just curls right up around the shoulders.
And a bullet into left center field. Cody Ross is going to get to it. Here's Cody Ross's throw, and Ludwig's got a double.
Well, for a lot of folks out there watching this game, watching this at bat, tells you all you need to know about what it takes to be a big league hitter. guy can wrap 95 right around your chin, and you come back in and you put a great swing on a curveball, find a gap, get yourself a double. I mean, that's what big league hitters do. You cannot intimidate a big league hitter. They just, if anything, you tick them off.
Gonzalez is bounced out twice to Freddie Sanchez. And a swing and a miss.
Watch Gonzalez in the batter's box. He's one of the more relaxed guys in the game. He just gets in there and it's just mellow, loose, free, and easy.
Oh, 2.
Backed him up, change up, and a quick 0-2.
Got him on 3 pitches, 6 strikeouts. 7th inning coming up.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LP.
All right, let's check out our McDonald's game summary. Giants on top in this one, 7-1. 4 home runs, Huff, Uribe, Posey, and Burrell. Kane's been terrific, and the Giants have hit into 3 double plays. Venable has got a home run. That's our McDonald's game summary. As here's Sanchez, who takes a strike. On the ground to Tejada. And Tejada, that strong arm, throws out Sanchez. 1 out here in the 7th inning. Here's Aubrey Huff. Huff has had a good night. A walk, a home run, and a double. And Correa starts him off with a fastball for a strike. Actually, says it was a changeup on the scoreboard, so I'm going to believe them.
Oh, it was a good pitch. That's the knee-high strike you're just so accustomed to seeing night after night called a strike, but not tonight, not with Brian O'Nora. He's a high ball guy.
Posey to follow. 7-1 Giants here in the 7th inning. And this is hit on the ground foul. This was the home run in the 3rd inning off of John Garland.
That came in a 2-2 count, a big curveball. It just takes it right out there to the beach in right center. And boy, has he come up big in tonight's game.
And Huff knew it.
Well, backdoor cutter, good pitch by Correa.
This was Buster Posey's home run in the 5th. That's where this thing landed. This is a 2nd-decker.
This was a mammo, and you made the comment kind of between innings that the flight of that ball really reminds you a lot of Matt Williams, the way that he used to hit him, and that's a great call.
He used to hit him high, deep.
He was the guy that gave you your home run call.
Such a beautiful carry to Matt Williams when he hit the ball in the air. And the same holds true for this kid.
That home run tonight for Posey, number 12 on the year. He has really made an impact on this club. in this league. Not often you see a guy get established as quickly as he has established himself, but it has happened here in San Francisco with this young man. And he has been fun to watch.
Breaks his bat. He's going to have a base hit. He hit a bullet in the third inning that Headley picked. So in the eyes of Buster Posey, he may feel like they're even.
High leg kick.
You talk to hitters, sometimes they'll say they hit the ball right in the sweet spot and the bat just explodes.
Now the Maplewood bats will do that.
Here's Guillen. You know, if Carlos Gonzalez hits that ball,
Triple. Some things you just can't get over.
I'm not going to get over that for a while. I'm assuming there's some type of therapy for that.
Yeah, it's called off season. Long about December, it'll sort of ooze its way out of your mind.
It's called missing a foot putt in the off season. 2-1 to Guillen. High and foul.
That group out there is a group, and it's stand up for cancer night. They'll stand up the entire night. They won't sit down during this game. Padres have a patch on their uniform.
Hit into right center field. Durango. Side retired. No runs, a hit, one left. Bottom of the seventh coming up. 7-1 Giants.
I'm Dave Benz in the Comcast Sportsnet studios. Immediately following the game, it's Giants Postgame Live, then Sportsnet Central. Plenty of postgame reaction from the Giants clubhouse, plus a look at the playoff chase, as well as, yes, NFL football underway. We'll get you set for the Raiders and Niners season openers. It's all tonight on Sportsnet Central. Now, back to Dwayne and Mike. Fellas.
All right, thanks, Dave. Good ball game here in San Diego, at least if you're siding with the Giants. 7-1 as we head to the bottom of the seventh. Matt Cain has allowed 3 hits. He's allowed 1 run. The home run to William Venable as Nate Scherholtz is now in right field. Here's Tejada. Tejada followed by Headley and then Torrealba. This will be pitch number 88 for Matt Cain. And he shoots it over the backstop.
It's that patch on the uniform we were talking about.
Torres slips. Torres doing everything he possibly can to make that play exciting. 1 out.
Well, we appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Very entertaining. All right, let's watch the flat. I got it. Plants, slips, whoop, then he comes back about 8 steps. And all said and done, he probably could have just stayed put and caught it.
Hit right at him. Headley takes low. Two balls and no strikes to Chase Headley. There's that high strike. Kane's last start, if you remember, was that start against the Dodgers where he gave up 4 runs in the 4th inning. That was the Giants come from behind after trailing 4-0 in the 7th inning. Again, the Giants had multiple home runs in that game. Posey, Renteria, Lilly, Uribe. So for whatever reason, Kane brings out the long ball for his hitters. Headley gone. It sounded like Hawk Harrelson there for a second.
He gone.
Headley gone.
7th strikeout for Kane. 6 of those strikeouts have been swing and miss strike threes, and 1 a called strike 3.
Torrealba has struck out and he's flied out to deep center field. No balls in 1 strike.
Big curveball swing and miss. That sends Torrealba walk a little bit, having a word with himself.
0-2. Look out, breaking ball, 1-2. It's number 99 for Kane. Here it is to Torrealba, and he lines it into center field right at Torres, and that'll end the inning. 8th inning coming up. All Giants.
Well, this is the last city on a 3-city road trip. Giants coming home, and next Tuesday they're going to open it up against the Dodgers. Their last visit to AT&T Park. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all 7:15 games. And there is a dynamic deal of the week, and here it is. You can get few reserve tickets for only $15. That's right, $15 to see a Dodger-Giants matchup. You want to take advantage of this dynamic deal? All you have to do is visit sfgiants.com. And remember, September baseball, game on.
Cody Ross batting for the first time. He's hitting in Burrow's spot. Burrow walked, singled, and homered. Ross yesterday started in left field, went 0 for 3. He has really yet to get the bat going in a Giants uniform. Overall with the Giants, he's 5 for 25. Tell you what, Giants know he can hit. He and Dan Uggla wore him out when the Marlins were in San Francisco. Sandoval, and then Uribe. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pair of lefties tomorrow. Jonathan Sanchez against Clayton Richard.
Well, it's a different rhythm. When he was in Florida, he was playing every day. Now he comes to San Francisco and he's not in that lineup every day. And that could definitely alter your rhythm as a hitter.
2-2.
Because the first thing that happens is your strike zone starts to erode and you start to go out and chase. And that's kind of what has happened to him. Most of his hits came when he first got to San Francisco.
Got him.
Backdoor sink and a Pearl. One of the few low strikes we've seen called tonight. Cost Cody Ross an at bat.
Sandoval's had a rough night. He hit into a pair of 4-6-3 double plays. And then in the 6th inning, he bounced out to Tejada. Giants need Sandoval to get the bat going, especially on the road, especially in this ballpark. Up the middle, and Correa will grab it and flip on to first. Tune into the NBC Bay Area morning news team for early news, traffic, and weather updates. Weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m. NBC Bay Area morning news team. Yeah, I want to see Raj part of that team at 4:30 in the morning.
Raj Mathai?
Yeah. Think Raj sees 4:30 in the morning?
No.
No.
Not unless he's changing a diaper.
Do you know that I've never seen Raj without a tie? Have you?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. Remember when he carried the torch, the Olympic torch? He ran a leg.
In person, you saw him without a tie?
Yep.
High to Uribe. 2 balls in 1 strike.
Yep. That's the only time, though. He carried the torch, had on a tank top and some marble bags. It was awesome.
Uribe fouls it back. Uribe hit a long home run in the 4th inning. Each home run in this game got a little bit more impressive.
Well, Pat Burrell's home run was ridiculously impressive.
Well, that was the last one. That's the way it had to be.
Yeah. So Aubrey Huff impressive out to right center in the beach, and then Uribe right-handed went out to right center, and then a second decker by Posey, and then the big blast by Burrell. Yep, you're right.
Uribe's was headed out to where the kids play in the sand. Like we were saying, moms and dads just tell their kids, don't worry, no balls are going to come out here. 2 of them tonight. That close to 1 flap down.
Oh, he could break into a 1 flap down in a heartbeat.
Matt Cain's going to get a chance to hit. How about the night for Juan Uribe? What do you think?
Well, 2 walks, a knock, and a home run. So 2 knocks, 2 walks. I tell you, the big boys all showed up tonight.
They did.
11 hits, 4 home runs. This is the thump that the Giants were hoping they were going to see in this series, and this is a great way to get things started here in San Diego.
Cain down the left field line. And that's foul. I told the morning guys, Murph and Mac,
KBR,
expect this to be 1-0 or a 2-1 ball game.
what do we know? There's the line. 99 pitches, 3 hits allowed, just 4 base runners in 7 innings for Cain. He has been fantastic. He has taken that lead that his teammates have given him, and he has held it.
Cain has allowed a home run to Venable, a double to Headley, and a double to Ludwig. Cain rolls it to third. Headley right over the top, throws him out to end the inning. No runs, a walk, 1 left. It'll be William Venable to lead things off.
Well, immediately following every 49ers game this season, you can change the channel to Comcast Sportsnet for 49ers Postgame Live, the official postgame show of the San Francisco 49ers. Hosted by Gary Radnich and Eric Davis, Minnie Bach, and CSNBayArea.com insider Matt Mayoko. They'll all be in Seattle for interviews and insights. The 49ers game is not over until we say it is. Complete 49ers coverage every night on Sportsnet Central and CSN Bay Area. And this Sunday, immediately following the 49er Seahawk game, join us if you would. Football season is on. 7-1 Giants as we go to the bottom of the 8th. It has been all Matt Cain, all Giants. As Cain has allowed just 4 base runners this evening.
Here's Venable, who hit the home run in the 3rd inning. Pulls it on the ground, foul. That's Chase's Rick Renteria, the first base coach. It didn't chase him out of the box. He was already out of the box, but it did make him spin around a little bit.
I think he swallowed his chew.
Out of play to Venable, 0-2. Venable off his foot, then off of Cain's foot. Somebody pick up that baseball.
It's dangerous. I know it's got a lot of shoe polish on it. Take a little time to walk it off. Brian O'Nor, the plate umpire, went out there and faked like he was cleaning up the home plate. You hit one off your foot, you appreciate the umpire giving a little time.
Venable out swinging.
Change up and a pearl. Strikeout number 8. Another swing and miss, strike 3. Circle change, gets him to chase. And after he hit the home run, his next 2 at-bats, Cain has struck out Will Venable.
Here's Oscar Salazar. Salazar will hit. One ball and no strikes. Salazar hitting .235. He's got a couple of home runs. He's got 18 RBIs. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Matt Cain is cruising, folks. It's 105 pitches. We talked about the importance of bringing focus into this game. And I think he was the guy that led the charges.
That's a foul ball. Had it not been fouled, that would have been an infield hit. It's 1-2 to Salazar. Cain now over the 100 mark in pitches. That never seems to bother him.
Well, if there was ever a pair of shoulders that was designed for 140 pitches a game, you're looking at him. Matt Cain.
On the ground, Uribe uses that strong arm and he throws out Salazar. And with 2 outs, Durango's going to hit. That's a strong man's throw right there.
He's a strong man. Here's that throw you're talking about off the right foot. And he could bring some flame in an off-balance throw as good as anybody.
Durango hits it on the ground, backhanded, and Uribe's going to throw, and they got him. He can let it fly. 7-1.
Come to the park and see for yourself why it's magic inside.
Swing, and there's a high drive, a grand slam for Pat Burrell.
The pennant race, that's magic.
The fans want him to take a bow, and here he comes.
Second half baseball, that's magic. Hey, you know what's magic? Are you kidding me? The postseason. That's what's magic. Get season tickets for 2011 and reserve your seats for this year's postseason with the On Deck plan. Call 415-972-2298 for more information. Grab your seats. It's magic inside.
Well, Sportsnet Central tonight after Giants postgame live right here in Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Dave Benz and Scott Reese, they'll do the honors. It'll be coverage of this game. Crabtree he meets with the media, and they're going to talk about the Raiders' offensive line after Giants postgame live, Sportsnet Central. Giants on top of this one by a score of 7-1. Cesar Ramos is the new pitcher. So Ramos will face the top of the Giants lineup, Andres Torres. Get a triple your first time up and you start to think this is going to be a big night for me.
You look at the numbers for Ramos, 13 hits and 4 2/3. So, I mean, he's pitched well in Portland, the AAA affiliate for the Padres. But in the games that he's been called up to big leagues, he's been spanked around a little bit. He's a 4-pitch guy.
Torres tripled in the first inning, then bounced out and struck out twice. Visions of just one of those great games. One and two.
Well, one thing, when you open up your game with a triple, you're not thinking you're going to take a hat trick the rest of the night.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to have a big win. The numbers in the box scores are going to be mighty impressive. I mean, Torres doesn't care a whole lot. He's watched his team drop a 7 spot on the board. But you want to stay hot if you can.
Well, his triple, though, it started things out for the Giants in the first inning. Had everything to do with setting the tone for the night. It was a big at bat. Padres only have 2 lefties in their bullpen. Joe Thatcher, who gets most of the work and has had a very fine year for the Padres, and brought up Cesar Ramos. And that is a hat trick for Andres Torres.
One out. Here's Sanchez. Left-hander tomorrow, so Bruce Bochy knows that there are some on this Giants roster, including Torres and Sandoval, that struggle a little bit from the right side. Be interesting to see what kind of lineup Bruce Bochy will run out there tomorrow. Sanchez singled his first 2 times up. Torres and Sandoval combined tonight are 1 for 9.
It's a good fastball from Ramos.
In tight.
Cesar Ramos from Pico Rivera, California, which is just north of here, about I'd say 100 miles. So Ramos, a Southern California kid, went to Long Beach State.
Nice swing by Sanchez. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Aubrey Huff is on deck. It's 2-2. And a base hit into left field. The third hit for Freddie Sanchez. And that'll bring up Huff.
A good night with the bat for Aubrey Huff. He had 2 hits in last night's ball game in Phoenix. Here tonight, 2 hits. The one a big hit, a 2-run shot back in the third. Made the game 3-0 at the time. But this is a big series for Aubrey Huff. Enjoying a pennant run here in September. And I think when you're a player of his stature who's really had some great years at the big league level, and you're in your 10th year and you're getting into a pennant drive, but you want to play in games like this, series like this, and you want to do well, and he has certainly done that. And when you do well once, it makes it easier to do well a second, third, fourth time.
Two and 0.
The Giants should make it to the playoffs this year. This guy is the guy to watch, because he has had a very, very enjoyable summer to get to this point.
That's a fair ball. Sanchez is going to dig around to third, and Huff is aboard.
Well, Adrian Gonzalez not quite sure, and he's letting Chris Guccione, the first base umpire, know that he does not agree with the call, and that's going to bring Bud Black out. And remember, it doesn't have to land fair, it just has to go with the bag fair. And it did land foul, but as long as Guccione saw it go with the bag, then Bud Black's argument's over.
Ishikawa is going to run for Gonzalez. For Aubrey Huff. A hit for Aubrey Huff, his third of the game. And here's Buster Posey. Runners at first and third. Sanchez at third. Huff is aboard at first. Durango is coming in. And the throw goes all the way through. A nice throw from Durango. Posey's going to be upset that he wasted that RBI opportunity. But Nate Schultz now has got an opportunity.
Now, if you're an RBI guy and you let a runner at third, less than 2 out situation go by without knocking him in, you're not happy.
Nope. See what I mean? Sherholtz batting for the first time. No balls and 1 strike. Sherholtz has had a big hit in this on this road trip. Remember the Monday extra inning game. Sherholtz in the 11th, doubling in a pair of runs. Actually, I think it was a triple. And Giants won that game 2-0 on his 2 RBIs.
Right off the mask of Brian O'Nora. Adrian Gonzalez still trying to, well, shaking his head over the call from Chris Guccione. Not in agreement with it.
I think Huff thought it was a good call.
I think he did. For Aubrey Huff, hit number 3.
Giants have 13 in the game. Garland, Correa, and Ramos. Garland went 5. Correa went 3. Two and 2 with Sanchez at third and Ishikawa at first. Eckstein had to chase that foul ball down after the carom off that short sidewalk. Gonzalez got him, and that'll end the inning. Very close. Bottom of the 9th coming up. Well, Giants and Padres tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Same menu as tonight. 6:30 pregame live right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. It'll be a pair of lefties, Jonathan Sanchez and Clayton Richard. We expect you to be watching tomorrow.
Well, it promises to be another well-pitched game that we have seen so often in this series between these two teams. Jonathan Sanchez has been stellar his last 2 outings. And the Giants are all very excited about the emergence of that split finger fastball, which gives them 3 really good weapons. And Clayton Richard's been very tough.
7-1. The pitch to Eckstein is low. Ishikawa is now at first base. And a strike to Eckstein.
Matt Cain trying to get his 4th complete game of the year. 110 pitches so far on the night.
Line to left, and that'll be a base hit for Eckstein. Here's Ludwig. Ludwig is walked, he's lined out, and he's doubled. No balls and 1 strike. One ball and 1 strike. Ludwig takes low. 2-1.
Now this is the inning that changes your rhythm because you want to finish it so badly.
Three and one.
If Ludwig were to get on base, it would be the end of the night for Cain. Looking for a ground ball to get 2 outs right here.
3-2. A challenge fastball.
Well, he should challenge. He's got a 6-run lead. He wants to finish this thing. He don't want to walk anybody.
Center field struck well. Torres back. Torres gone. It's 7-3 as Ludwig goes out to center field. And that'll bring up Gonzalez, and here comes Bruce Bochy. So pitch number 117 left the yard. When it's time for a change, think Speedy oil change and tune-up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts will be back. (7-3). Padres have scored twice here in the 9th inning. And Javier Lopez is going to come into the game.
Now there's the night for Matt Cain. I mean, he was outstanding. 5 hits allowed, 3 runs, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts, 117 pitches on the night. But he gives the ball up to Javier Lopez now. And his bullpen for Lopez, who has just been fantastic as a Giant, making appearance number 69. As a Giant, Lopez has made 18 appearances. He's 2-0 with a 1.13 ERA. He has been a great addition to that Giants bullpen.
Gonzalez fouls it back. Gonzalez has faced Lopez 3 times. He's 1 for 3 lifetime. Tonight, Gonzalez is 0 for 3 against Matt Cain. Right back to Lopez, and Gonzalez is retired.
Well, we see a lot of left-handed hitters do that very same thing against Javier Lopez. Get jammed, a little comebacker to him.
And Bruce Bochy's coming out. So Lopez does his job. And it's going to be Ramon Ramirez coming in. All right, we're at Petco Park. Stay with us. 7-3 Giants. (7-3) Giants. Ramon Ramirez to Miguel Tejada, and a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. Cain a spectator the rest of the way.
Oh, what a game he pitched tonight. Now it's Ramon Ramirez. You know, and when I was a player, I used to watch this with a guy like Javier Lopez was going out there, get the first out, he's throwing good, and I think, well, I mean, he should be able to finish out the rest of the inning. But from a manager's perspective, as you see the numbers for Ramirez, he needs to keep his people sharp. It's been 3 days since Ramirez has gone out there. He's been a very big part of this Giants bullpen, and this is how you keep him sharp. You don't want a guy to go on the shelf for 4 or 5 days in the bullpen. Your shoulder gets thick, you lose the feel of your pitches, and even in a 4-run ball game where you know that Javier Lopez could probably close the game out, you bring in Ramirez and give him a couple of innings. So it's kind of a maintenance game in a way for Ramirez.
Very high, 2 balls and 1 strike. Tejada fights it off. It's 2-2. That was a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Forget that this little guy throws pretty hard.
Ramirez has good stuff. They'll go low to mid-90s with the fastball, change up, slider. but he's a strike thrower. He's got one of those arms that he craves steady work.
Tejada, always very animated at the plate. You could see coming out of there. He's like, how did I miss that? And I'm not happy with myself.
There's your just in case. Matt Wilson, the Giants closer.
Three and two. That's down the left field line. It'll be foul.
Yep, he's excited. How excited you say? Very excited.
Just making very sure that that wasn't a relative.
Could happen.
3-2 to Tejada. That got either Buster Posey or Brian O'Nora, but whoever it got him pretty good. Did Posey say, is that your best shot?
He may have. It got him right in the forehead.
Out to Nate Sherholtz on the high pop-up. 2 outs. And it's Headley coming up. Tejada takes back an 0 for 4. Headley doubled in the 5th off of Kane. He was 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts.
I suppose
he's getting beat up.
He's taking a beat.
He's had balls in the dirt. He's had foul tips.
This gets him right in the mask.
Outside corner, 1-2. Hang in there, kid. You're doing a good job.
That's all you could do. Kane 1 strike away from the personal victory. And the Giants 1 strike away from a big first win in this 4-game series against the Padres. It would be their 5th win on this road trip out of 7 games.
Should do it. Andres Torres patrolling center field, and that's the ball game. Game 1 of this big 4-game series goes to the Giants, and Matt Cain will beat the Padres for the first time this year in 4 starts. Take a look at the standings. Giants are now a game back. Rockies 3.5 back. And the Giants are a game back of the Atlanta Braves in the wild card race. And everything couldn't have been better tonight. Pitching was terrific. Long ball, defense. It was just a good game.
Well, and the focus and the intensity and all those intangibles that managers stress going into a big series are right on par. This team got here today, came ready to play, and they, in every facet of their game, their gloves, their bats, their arms, they excelled.
All right, 7-3 is your final. Giants Postgame Live is coming up, but first, let's go to the Comcast studios for an update from Sportsnet Central.
All right, guys, thanks. Scott Reese, Dave Benz. Much more coming up on a huge win in San Diego. Post-game live just moments away.
You think Buster Posey is glad the game's over?
Ice, please, ice.
Hey, we'll have extensive highlights, and we've got the only local camera in San Diego for post-game reaction. Full coverage ahead, including Amy Gutierrez and Michael Urban, who will have the latest live from Petco Park.
And the Raiders getting set for the Titans. The backfield definitely in motion. We'll tell you who's going to carry the load on Sunday. Raiders, Niners, Giants, A's. We got it all covered for you on Sportsnet Central. Coming up right after Giants postgame live. Of course, wall-to-wall clubhouse reaction. We'll update you on the NL West and wild card races as well. And, oh, yeah.
Saints win.
Spoiler alert. Dave Benz. Postgame live now.
All right, welcome to Giants Postgame Live, presented by Esurance. Giants win. They have pulled within one of the National League West. The Braves also a loser tonight, so they're within one of the wild card. They went bye-bye, baby, 4 times. He didn't say it on the air, but FP Santangelos did say a 7-2 final tonight for the Giants. He was way off. It was 7-3 Giants. Amy Gutierrez at Petco Park with tonight's winning pitcher. Amy G.
Wow, Greg, I can barely hear you. There are so many Giants fans here, Matt. They're actually chanting his name. I mean, first and foremost, how much does that help you at a visitor's park to have so many San Francisco fans?
That's great. Obviously, make the the little short trip down here and come and root us on, and it definitely worked out.
Matt, yesterday you and I talked before the Arizona game, and I asked you, I said, how are you preparing for this big game in San Diego? And he looked at me and he said, I'm just doing my normal stuff, and that's exactly how you looked out there tonight. Cool, calm, and collected. What a great outing for you. How are you able to contain a very tough lineup? And several guys in that lineup have good numbers against you.
Just trying to really get those guys in a protective mode. Throwing strikes early. Buster was working the count well, and the offense really stepped it up. So, we were able to, get some comfort out there as a staff. So those guys did a great job to just kind of go in there and let us pound the zone for strikes.
We ask starting pitchers often, when you get an early lead, how much does that help you? But Andres Torres set the tone out of the gate with a stand-up triple, and it just seemed tonight, Matt, that you guys played with a little bit of vengeance against a team that has kind of had your number all season.
Yeah, definitely. They've definitely had our number all year. We played them well all year, and we just decided we were going to come out here and play hard again, and it worked out right. The guys kept sticking it in there for the at bats, and we ended up closing it out.
How much fun is it when you're sitting in the dugout? This is the first time the Giants have hit 4 home runs at Petco Park ever, and you just watch the numbers keep racking up in your favor.
That's awesome. We just want to take the bats that we had today and take them into tomorrow, and just keep having that good swing.
All right, really quickly before you go, Rich Aurelia, former Giant, now he's with Comcast, texted me during the game, and he told me to tell you, it's your hair. It's the hair that's doing it.
The bad curls, it's going for me right now.
He's growing it out, it's working. I say keep going for it. Let's go up to Dwayne and Mike.
All right, thanks, Matt, and thanks, Amy G. And she was talking about the Giants crowd right by the dugout, and those are the folks that have traveled to San Diego, and they were loud tonight, and they had a lot of fun, of which the Giants haven't had a lot of fun in this ballpark this year.
Well, we always talk about how important it is when you're at home to get the crowd into the game. Well, I mean, the Giants got their fans, their crowd into the game early here, and they kept adding on. And I want to get to one very important thing. Matt Cain, who always seems to pitch well against this Padre team, but doesn't always get wins, came in with a great focus, and it just sort of got contagious all through that Giants dugout. But Aubrey Huff, a guy who really playing in might be the biggest series in his career, and he's played in a lot of big games. He's a 10-year veteran, don't get me wrong, but this is a pennant race, and he showed up big tonight. He had 3 hits, the big blow, a 3rd-inning home run, a 2-run shot to right center, which is not an easy part of the ballpark to hit one out. this swing of the bat here in a 2-2 count, a breaking ball from John Garland, that I thought was the key to this ball game, because it started to put a little distance between the Giants and the Padres, and it kind of loosened things up. And from then, they became a very confident team, and that was the swing of the bat that got them going.
Yeah, and then it was also Uribe with a home run, Posey with a home run, and Pat Burrell with a home run as well.
The place is a bandbox, I say, guys. I mean, those are 4 of the longest home runs I have ever seen hit at Petco Park. You got 2 going over the wall in right center out to the Beechers. Posey's was a second deck, but how close did Pat Burrell, Dwayne, come to hitting the ball on the roof at the Western Metal Supply Company? That was a gargantuan blow.
Well, it looked like it may have been a matter of a couple of feet, maybe 3 feet. This is the distances on all of the home runs, but Burrell's just happened to be down the line, and if you watch closely, it may have hit the W, and that's not very far from the top.
Well, former Giant Dave Kingman was a teammate of mine in Chicago when we were both with the Cubs, and that's how he used to hit them. He'd hit balls that would stay hit. They would go high, they would go far, but it always seems to be on a down and in location. And that's basically the same location that Burrell got it. Curveball down and in. And that thing was awesome when it went out of here. And I thought for a second it was going to go on top of the Western Metal Supply Company. But, you know, there's definitely something they'll be talking about in the clubhouse. All 4 blasts were huge. And a 4 home run night for the Giants, something we hadn't seen here. So I hope they can add to it. It was fun to watch.
And maybe the fact that he hit the W on the sign is a little foreshadowing for the rest of the series. Let's hope so. I was impressed with Juan Uribe's home run the other way. You guys ever seen anybody go out opposite field like that?
Well, you really don't, and that's kind of the dead part of the field. Actually, there's a lot of dead parts in the outfield, but especially that part. I remember even Barry Bonds was frustrated at that part of the ballpark where he'd hit balls and they'd just die. But for whatever reason tonight, the ball seemed to be carrying a little bit, and the Giants are very pleased about that.
Without question,
so the broadcasters.
4 home runs. Yes, Dwayne had some time for his calls tonight. It is high, it is deep, and it is long out of here. Good call tonight, Dwayne, and Mike as well. I'm impressed with the Giant crowd there. 28,456 inside Petco Park tonight. About 10,000 were Giant fans.
I got a lot of calls on my radio show last night of people on I-5 South heading down to San Diego sporting the colors, and you saw them there during the Matt Cain interview, and you could hear them all night long. Great job, Giants fans, taking over Petco Park.
All right, Mike was talking about Aubrey Huff's performance tonight, and obviously he hit the first of the many home runs. Giants hit 4 in the game tonight. He walked his first time up, hit this tremendous home run, his 24th of the year, later doubled, later singled. The Huff Daddy had a huge night tonight.
Huff Daddy going to the beach, and check it out right here. He sat on that curveball. There wasn't a part of his body that was out front, almost like he knew it was coming. A lot of times veteran hitters will see something in somebody's delivery, will actually know what's coming. And for Aubrey Huff right there, that wasn't those jobs where he was out front on his front foot and he kept his hands back. He hit that curveball like he absolutely positively was 100% sure it was coming.
Now, I was surprised that ball went out to that area of the ballpark, but from a left-handed hitter, sometimes you will see it out to the Beechers, they called it, a little sand there in right center field. But when Juan Uribe went out the opposite way, just a little bit to the right of center field, you don't see too many right-handed hitters go out this way, FP. This guy is a strong man for his 20th home run of the season.
Did you see that right there? He struck a pose as soon as he hit it, the Juan Uribe pose, and then he went, uh-oh, I'm in San Diego. I better run right here because nobody goes out the other way. He puts his head down, the ball gets to the beach, and to me, the ultimate display of power for a hitter is going out the other way. And for Juan Uribe, he's been clutch this whole road trip. The 2 big home runs in Los Angeles, the Tater tonight there in San Diego. Great job, Juan Uribe. Probably the most feared 8-hole hitter in the whole National League right now.
All right, how about Buster Posey's shot? I mean, talking about elevation, Burrell almost hit one on the Western Metal Supply Company because he hit it right down the line. But Buster Posey got great elevation on his as well. He's got 12 home runs, FP, and he came up in late May. He's had quite an impressive year, obviously hitting for a high batting average, but he's showing more power than I thought he would right away as a major leaguer.
Are we showing highlights from the home run derby before the All-Star game? Because I feel like this is all we're showing right now because the Giants hit so many. Only the 20th time in Petco Park that there's been 4 home runs hit in a game, and we didn't get the stat on this, but I'd be willing to bet that out of those 20 games with 4 home runs, less than 5 of them were at night. The ball carries there decently during the day, but at night, I can't imagine too many times there have been 4 home runs hit there.
All right, the first 3 were all very impressive, but the last one to me...
There's more?
I almost fell out of my chair. The Western Metal Supply Company was built back in 1909. It is 101 years old. How many baseballs have come up to the roof? I'm told Mike Piazza hit one up on the roof. I think the first couple of years the park opened, but the one that Pat Burrell, he didn't quite make it to the rooftop, but he came very, very close. This was the shot of the night, 421 feet.
They had some softball players out at AT&T before the game the other night, hitting all kinds of yellow balls into the cove. Big, huge, burly guys hitting bombs. And if you look at Pat Burrell right here, that's a Ray Demariti softball swing. Big-time uppercut. And I love the fact that he hit the W on the building. He's hitting the W on the Western Supply Company building. And watch him just check it out right here, talking to it. See him talking to it right there? Stay fair. Stay fair. Not quite Carlton Fisk, but a big home run nonetheless. Check out where this ball hits. And I bet you those fans up there in the stands thought, there's no way we're going to get a ball tonight. Well, they almost got one.
That is amazing. So the Giants hit 4 home runs tonight. They hit 4 at Dodger Stadium in the great comeback on Saturday Night FP. They had 3 in the win at Chase Field on Monday. The Giants on this road trip have scored 26 runs, 13 home runs they have hit. 19 of the 26 runs. That is over 73% of their offense. Did we ever think we would say that about a Giants offense? All home runs or nothing.
You think I'll get calls tonight on my radio show? We need a bat. We need a bat. I don't think it's going to happen tonight. The Giants came big with the offense tonight. I'm really surprised. I didn't think they'd get this many runs. I said 7-2 before the game, I was just joking. I didn't think they'd score that many runs. But it's nice to see them bust out. And you talk about, we're not talking about Andres Torres' triple to start the game off. I said it's big when he's on base. Well, it was big for the Giants to score first tonight. All of a sudden, you get a leadoff triple, which in essence is a run. Freddie Sanchez came up big with a single up the middle. Now all of a sudden, you're up 1-0. I know that doesn't sound very big to maybe people watching out there right now, but in a big game, 1 run and being ahead for Matt Cain, taking them out with 1-run lead is a big deal.
All right, we said at the top of the show back on Giants pregame live, this is the biggest Giants series going back to 2004 when Barry Bonds was a Giant. Well, this was the biggest start of Matt Cain's career. I have seen him personally pitch more effectively. That one hitter in Oakland was just off the charts good, but he blows Chase Headley away a couple of times tonight with high fastballs. He winds up with 8 strikeouts. He tired and gave up a couple of runs in the 9th inning FP, but for the first 8 innings, this may have been the best start of his career when you factor in just how important it was for the team.
Yeah, we had a strikeout to Headley in the 2nd inning on a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. You see 95 right there in the top right-hand corner, but Matt Cain had great velocity tonight. But the thing to me that's turned it around for him, obviously you're going to have good velocity in a big game. You're going to be pumped up right there. And for a power pitcher in a big game, you really got to fight missing high in the strike zone because a lot of times adrenaline will take over. So for Matt Cain, very focused tonight. And the thing that's turned it around for him this season since the All-Star break is that changeup. He's got such a great feel for it. The hitter's seeing fastball for about 55 feet. Last second, the thing breaks down and away from the left-handers, down and in to the right-handers. Got great action on it. So for Matt Cain, the fastball changeup combination lately has been deadly.
And you said before on Giants pregame live, throw all the numbers out the window. Cain had not won at Petco Park in 8 previous starts dating back to 07. He won 1 time over San Diego, 8 losses going back to 07. Obviously, he was outstanding tonight. The one little problem was the 9th inning tonight. I was a bit surprised he went out to pitch the 9th inning. He gives up a home run. Venable got him early, the 1 run he had given up. And then with 108 pitches thrown, FP with a 7-1 lead, I didn't see the reason to let him begin the 9th, but Eckstein got a hit. Ludwig rides him out to center, and they go and get him, and he winds up giving up 3 earned runs tonight.
Yeah, Bruce Bochy's done that a lot this year with Matt Cain. To him, he's a horse. He's got the big foundation with the big legs, and he was on cruise control. Didn't really have a problem with it, I guess, in hindsight, but you did in the newsroom say, I don't think Matt Cain should start the 9th, with 108 pitches, but he went out there and battled and gave up a couple more earnings. But for Matt Cain, just a great job tonight.
All right, big picture. San Diego had lost 10 in a row. They got right against the Dodgers, who were just mailing it in here down the stretch. To go in there and to beat them so soundly tonight, hit 4 tape measure home runs, to take over their ballpark with half your fans wearing orange and black, and to pull within 1 game of this lead now. You got to like the Giants' momentum now.
Yeah, and we're not making too big a deal out of the fact that Giants fans are down there. You remember when you were a broadcaster for Oakland, I was a player for the A's. Whenever the A's play the Red Sox or the Yankees, they used to take over the field, and that used to make us mad as players. We hated when there was 30,000 Boston Red Sox fans in there or 30,000 New York Yankee fans in there. I'm sure, maybe the Padres won't say it publicly but there's nothing worse than having the visiting team take over your stadium. For the Giants to come up big in the first game, well, it's great, but there's still 6 more games head-to-head against the San Diego Padres. So a nice start for the Giants. Big thing is tomorrow, jumping out of the gates and getting some runs early in the game. You can put the Padres away early tomorrow with Jonathan Sanchez on the mound if you score quick.
All right, so the Giants had a very nice night. Obviously, 4 home runs, got great starting pitching, and won a big ball game to pull within 1, both in the National League West and the wild card race. But we have to acknowledge the horrific pictures we saw earlier tonight, and you've been watching it throughout Bay Area television. And our hearts and our thoughts and prayers go out to all of the people in San Bruno that have been affected by this gas line explosion occurring right around 6 o'clock tonight. Massive fire burning homes in a residential neighborhood just south of San Francisco. And the live television footage was just horrific, showing more than a dozen homes completely destroyed by flames reaching as high as 60 feet in the air, and the fire incinerated everything in its path. So again, our thoughts and prayers go out to all of you in the San Bruno area. We just hope and pray that everybody can get out of that as well as possible. But again, many, many homes in that area have been destroyed. Giants win in San Diego tonight by a score of 7-3. We will continue with more of Giants Postgame Live.
Giants Postgame Live is presented by Esurance. People when you want them. Technology when you don't. Giants Postgame Live is brought to you by Tap Plastics, the fantastic plastic place. Visit us online at tapplastics.com.
At time, a team strikes for 4 home runs at Petco Park. Aubrey Huff, number 24. Juan Uribe, number 20. Buster Posey hit number 12. And later it was Pat Burrell with a tape measure shot. That gives him now 15 home runs as a Giant and only 224 at bat. So the Giants pull within 1 game of San Diego in the National League West. They are also within 1 game of the wild card leading Atlanta Braves. Braves taking on the St. Louis Cardinals tonight. Game tied at 3 until Skip Schumacher hits this 2-run homer to right, and the Cardinals, who have been really struggling at Pete, take a 5-3 lead. They would get a later home run from Albert Pujols, his 37th of the year, and the Cardinals needed this one. They win 11-4 in Atlanta. So the Braves, their lead over the Giants down to 1 game. Here's the wild game of the day. Rockies were down 5-0 at home against the Reds. It's 5-4, bottom of the 8th. Here's Troy Tulowitzki. How about that swing going out, Potaco?
Got on top of that baseball. That pitch was up in his eyes. Got some serious backspin on that. And that's a Coors Field home run. That ball carried a long way.
He's hit 6 his last 7 games, 18 on the year.
Heads up right here.
You ever see a straight steal of home here?
Not out of the stretch, Greg.
Wow.
Usually that happens out of the windup. You time the guy, you walk down the line, you get to a certain point, and then he starts his motion, and you go. But out of the stretch, when a right-hander's looking right at you,
Nick,
never seen that happen before.
Wow.
And I have no idea what he was thinking right there. For Nelson to have the you-know-what to go right there in that situation just blows my mind.
All right, so the Giants are within 1 in both races, the National League West and the wild card. Atlanta, they're starting to fall. They've lost their lead over Philadelphia in the National League East. Colorado looks to me like they're going to be tough to beat. They have that low dome magic going on right now, that Coors Field 20th and Blake thing. How about this scenario where the Giants make the playoffs and the Colorado Rockies make it as well? I'm not sure who's going to win the division, who's going to win the wild card, but is it conceivable both make the playoffs?
Yeah, right now the Rockies are that car in NASCAR that's got the laps, and they're the shortest laps. They're the fastest car, but they're in 4th place, and you know it's just a matter of time if they keep all their tires on that they're going to catch the leader. That's what they're doing right now. I watched that whole game in Colorado today. There's some special things going on in the Mile High City. The crowd is into it. The kids in the dugout are into it. They're jumping all over the place. Lots of smiles right now. So it's that same old magic in Coors Field, and you got a guy like Troy Tulowitzki. Anytime your shortstop is the leader and the captain like that, it means so much more. For Tulowitzki to be back and healthy and hitting taters, Carlos Gonzalez, who I think is the best player in the National League right now, that team's got it going on. So for me, I agree with you totally. It's the Giants and the Rockies coming down the stretch.
That would be fun, wouldn't it? Cincinnati and maybe Philadelphia, and that's your foursome going to the playoffs of the National League. We shall see. Speaking of foursome, the Giants hit 4 tape measure home runs tonight. It was extraordinary to see it at Petco Park, which is the most difficult infield home run park in all of baseball. Our Widmer brothers' extraordinary performance. I don't know which one was more incredible. Aubrey Huff here to get it started, but Uribe the other way to right center, Frank Paul.
I mean, they're all good in their own way. I mean, Buster Posey, look at the extension. I don't know that I've ever seen a ball land in the upper deck like that there. They had that one at 399. They had Huff's at 421, and there's just some bombs all over the place tonight. These guys were swinging the bats, and they brought the lumber, and I've never seen the ball travel like that in Petco Park.
So the
Amazing
final score was 7-3. He did not say it on the air during Giants pregame live, but he told me right after we got done, 7-2 final, the Giants would win tonight. So you were way off there. It was 7-3.
My bad.
He did say on the air, though, that Andres Torres was the key to the game. Now, they had 4 tape-measure home runs, but you were right away. We barely settled into our seats to watch the game tonight, and Andres Torres 270 feet for a triple to get the Giants a run right away.
Yeah, triple in the first inning usually leads to a run, but we've seen the Giants have had trouble at times this year picking that guy up from third. But for Andres Torres in his sprinter form to be flying around the bases, lead off the game with a triple, it just makes the rest of the team relax. Freddie Sanchez comes up and hits a nice little ground ball up the middle. All of a sudden, you have a 1-0 lead in a ballpark where you've had so much trouble scoring runs all season long, even dating back to last year. The fact that you can put up a point in the first inning and get ahead is a huge, huge deal.
And then Huff walked right after that, but then Posey hit into a 5-4-3 double play, a leadoff walk in the second to Burrell, and then Pablo had a rough game tonight. He hit into a 4-6-3 double play, hit into a couple of them. That's why when Mike was saying the Aubrey Huff home run was huge at the time, Frank Paul, because yes, they were up 1-0, but they had chances to blow the game open in the first and second and did not, and then Huff just leaves out to right center, and boo, it makes up for those earlier anguish moments.
Yeah, Aubrey Huff, what I think is the MVP of this team, and he had a big home run tonight. And anytime as a guy that hasn't been in a pennant race, you're coming down the stretch and you have a big game, all of a sudden you relax and say, hey, guess what? I'm part of the party right now. I'm part of the club. I've joined the club tonight with my 24th home run because, you know what? I've never been here and done it. Now I have. So for Aubrey Huff, he can relax. He's got the monkey off his back. And I've said all along, this guy's been the MVP of the ball club this year. Very easily, he could have 30-plus home runs. The fact that he's played in AT&T Park, taking a few home runs away from him, great numbers, great sign, maybe the best sign in all of baseball, Aubrey Huff.
All right, how about to the San Diego Padres side of this equation? Sports and baseball in particular is a game of confidence, and this team was playing with a great deal of confidence all year. Then they lose 10 in a row. They sweep the Dodgers. They lose again tonight. They get blasted in their home yard. They've lost 11 out of 14. Bud Black's one of the most upbeat guys I've met in sports, but how does he get these guys to believe now that they can actually pull this off and make the playoffs?
Just go in and flip the spread.
Is that just go, Tony La Russa-like?
Just go in there tonight, flip all the food over and say, let's go. No, you got to relax. I mean, there's still, like I said to start the show, 6 meetings head-to-head against the Giants. So for Bud Black and the Padres, no need to panic right now. They're not playing good baseball. All of baseball's been waiting for these guys to flounder a little bit. Right now they are. They just swept the Dodgers, however, so maybe they righted the ship a little bit. But the fact that the Giants came into their house tonight and hit those taters all over the place, they got to be a little bit rattled. But they win with pitching, and tonight John Garland just didn't get it done for the Padres.
All right, you're wearing your black coat and your orange tie. You almost picked the exact score tonight. You had Andres Torres doing great things. Are you going to guarantee a 4-game sweep?
No,
I'm
not
Jonathan Sanchez.
not going to go all Jonathan Sanchez, but I did say I'm wearing this suit until the Giants lose. So if you like this suit today, you'll love it tomorrow.
It looks
I'm
good.
wearing it again.
I'm glad you're going with the black jacket and the orange tie versus the orange jacket that you wanted to wear tonight and the black tie. I had to talk you out of that.
There's a little Thai food on it from dinner, but you wait till Sunday. There'll be food all over this thing.
Can we get that pressed? I can eat that on the way home. All right, Jonathan Sanchez will go tomorrow in Game 2. Ever since his guarantee did not come true, he has pitched maybe the best baseball of his career, allowing 1 earned run in his last 15 innings. A matchup of lefties tomorrow. Jonathan Sanchez versus Clayton Richard. We shall discuss on Giants Postgame Live.
Gotta go.
All right, welcome back to Giants Postgame Live. Greg Papa with FP Santangelo. Aubrey Huff, a huge game tonight. Hit a home run. He drew a walk. He hit a double. He had a later single. He was on base just about every single time, and he talked about it afterwards.
Your number all season, really unloaded.
Well, you know, this is such a big series. To be able to come out and get the first game is huge, you know. You lose that game, you're down 3, and it's a little bit, deflating, but now you're back down to 1 now. So, we got 3 more games here, and, we got to keep rolling. I mean, if we win this, we're going to lose the rest of it. It really don't mean much. So we got to go out there tomorrow and keep battling and trying to get them tomorrow and just take it one game at a time.
We haven't heard that one.
No, the old, what is it? Whatever. Next question.
Old adage.
Yeah, I don't. Miami.
Lots of home runs tonight. Did you guys see it coming with batting practice, possibly?
No, I fouled the ball off my foot in batting practice. I went to go ice. I didn't really get to hit too much, so probably try and do that tomorrow.
What was the approach to Garland tonight? Because you guys were able to get to him pretty early. Sort of started it off for you.
Well, we laid off his pitches down, and for him, that's his bread and butter. You know, if we swing all this stuff down, usually it's a ground ball pitcher, and being able to lay off the pitches down and take them for balls and get ahead in the count, kind of worked in our favor.
You know, Aubrey, your home run was pretty impressive, but I mean, it seemed like every home run after yours was even more impressive than the last one before that.
Jeez,
what was it like on the bench watching this?
Well, you certainly don't expect in this park. I mean, when I hit mine, I knew I mean, that's as good as I can hit a ball, curveball to right center, and I hit it, and I knew I got a lot of it, and then I realized where I was, and I started running hard, and then Uribe, opposite field, that same spot. That's probably one of the most impressive ones. I mean, Burrell and Posey, anybody can pull the ball.
You guys, sorry, Brent. I know a lot's been made out of, they've won 9 out of 11 against you guys, but you guys are such a different team now. I mean, I know you had a lot of your guys you've imported, like Burrell and company, for that last surge in August, but all those games you played them early, how significantly?
Yeah, it's a whole new lineup. I mean, it's just a different feel. Early on in the season, it just felt like we didn't, we scored 2 runs, we better win. Now it feels like, we can come back and from any deficit and score some runs. We just got a lot better approaches, a lot better veteran hitting approach up there the last couple, 2 or 3 months.
Can't hurt the performance Matt Cain gave you tonight, too. Consistent starting pitching for you guys on this road trip.
Well, the key, I think, for any starting pitcher is to get a nice lead. And, I've been on that side where you're down 3 or 4-0, it makes it tough. So, especially with a guy like Cain, be able to get ahead in the game and have him go out there and just get strike one and get into attack mode instead of nibble. And he's one of the best at attacking the zone.
All right, Aubrey Huff with 3 hits tonight, also reached on a walk on base 4 times tonight, was he not?
You see that little tattoo of the 4-leaf clover on his arm? That last hit he got, Adrian Gonzalez going to the backhand side. The luck involved.
To me, he's the Giants' most valuable player. Go back to the spring. Everybody said he's going to be a butcher defensively. He's played average to above average at first. He played adequately in left and right. He's got 24 jacks, but bringing in Pat Burrell, and I think he was instrumental, he and Aaron Rowan, convincing the Giant brass to give Burrell a chance. Pat Burrell is at 15 home runs and 224 at-bats, playing half of his home games at AT&T Park. Incredible numbers.
Yeah, Pat Burrell's been great. Aubrey Huff has been great. What's the one thing in common they both have? They went to the University of Miami.
Where did you go, FP?
Of course, but the fact that Aubrey Huff is the MVP. There some good cases made for Buster Posey, some good cases made for Brian Wilson as MVP, even Andres Torres, but for me, it's Aubrey Huff. Do you remember the first ball that was thrown to him in Scottsdale in spring training that he clanked at first base? And everybody was like, this guy can't play defense. He's been great at first base all year. He's been great in left field. He's been great in right field. And what he's added to the team, a stable number 3 hitter all season long, a run producer. The guy's been amazing.
That's only half the story. The first pitch he saw in spring training as a hitter, he hit a home run.
Yes.
And he's kept on hitting all year. Here's Bruce Bochy after his team wins tonight 7-3 in San Diego.
They're all important games. Well, we've been saying this, since early August, but, they're, you're in a situation where you want to win games, but you also know that, we still got some games left, and, you don't want to put do or die on any game, but, it's great to get off to a good start here, and especially in this ballpark where we've had our struggles, and, that's, and I think that was important for us to, to come out and play well against a club we've had a tough time against.
Were you notified in the dugout about the situation with Pablo's house?
Yeah, no, not in the dugout. After the game, Brian told me. I had no idea until I just found out. My prayers are with, everybody up there. I mean, this sounds like it's a bad one, a real tragedy, and
But that Pablo didn't know during the game?
I don't know if he did or not, but from what I understand, his mother was going to San Jose So she's fine, but I guess it was a couple blocks from where they live.
Yeah, we got that report during the broadcast of the game tonight that Pablo Sandoval's mother may be in the area of San Bruno where the explosion occurred, so hopefully she's okay.
They said she evacuated the house on a tweet, so you don't know how accurate that is, but the home that Pablo's renting is there and that she was okay, so we'll see.
Of course, Bruce Bochy also has a home in San Diego. It was a few years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, they had the horrific wildfires there in San Diego, so certainly he can empathize with what's going on to the folks just south of San Francisco in San Bruno. So, well, the big story around the Bay Area tonight, a high-pressure gas line blew just after 6 p.m. tonight. Explosion likely caused the massive fire burning homes around a residential neighborhood just south of San Francisco in the San Bruno area. We just heard from Bruce Bochy talking about how Pablo Sandoval's mom may have been forced to evacuate the area. Amy Gutierrez down in San Diego with the Giants. What do you know about Pablo's mom, Amy?
Well, I know she's okay, and that's first and foremost. That we immediately approached Pablo in the clubhouse to see if he had heard about the situation where he has a home in San Bruno. He said he didn't find out until after the game, but he knew that his mom had been evacuated and he had spoken to her. She was taken to San Jose. When we asked him about the status of his home, he still did not know. So hopefully everything is okay, but the important thing is Pablo's mom is doing fine. She's in San Jose. Greg?
All right, Amy, that is terrific news, and thanks for your work on the game tonight, and obviously with the update on Pablo Sandoval's mom. We're all greatly concerned with everybody in the area. As we were watching the Giant game, we had one eye on the Giant screen and watching the horrific images of those flames shooting 60 feet in the air. So there are going to be some loss of lives, obviously, and millions of dollars in residential home damages, but hopefully the damage will be mitigated as much as possible. Yeah, just like you said, you're just glad that Pablo's mom's all right, and you hope that everybody else is, too. All right, let's move ahead to Game 2 of this series. Our Auto Trader drive ahead, and again, a great pitching matchup tomorrow. Clayton Richard has had a very solid year, the stylish lefty for Bud Black at 12-6. But are we seeing Jonathan Sanchez break through? He had not had back-to-back quality starts since the second and third starts of the year up until his last two, FP.
Yeah, for whatever reason, he's got his release point down. His fastball command has been good. He's been throwing his off-speed stuff for strikes, but it's the forkball that's made him the pitcher that he's been over the last two outings. He's given up one earned run in 15 innings, so he's been lights out over the last two. We all know what he did against the Dodgers on a national stage his last outing, so let's just hope that he keeps going like he's going right now. And who knows if that guarantee fired him up, but I do know this: he likes pitching against the San Diego Padres.
And then you got Madison Bumgarner going on Saturday. We'll have the game tomorrow for you, 6:30 with Giants pregame live, 7:05 with the first pitch from Clayton Richard. Fox will have the game on Saturday. Great matchup there, Madison Bumgarner against Tim Stauffer, who was good in his last start. But the real matchup we're all looking for, we're going to have it again for you on Sunday, 1 o'clock, when Matt Latos, who is getting into the Cy Young race now against the guy who has won the Cy Young in the National League the last 2 years, in Tim Lincecum. What a matchup that's going to be.
Yeah, Matt Latos, one of the best young right-handers in baseball, maybe the best right-handed pitcher in the National League, just 22 years old, 97, 98 miles an hour, pinpoint command. He's got an unbelievable 12-6 curveball, a great change to go with it, and he's just crazy enough to be good out there on the mound. I think there was a lot of concern in the Padres organization of him in the minor leagues. They didn't know what kind of guy they were getting mentally, but he's grown up this year on the spot. The guy, to me, is one of the best right-handers in baseball, and if big-time Timmy Jim comes through like he has the last two games and he's dead on, that's going to be one of the games of the year. To me, that is the game of the year right now.
Well, they're all the game of the year. Tonight was the game of the year. Tomorrow night, Saturday, Sunday.
But the matchup,
these are two-game swings. Just last note here. I mean, you go into a game like tonight, you're down 2. So if you lose, you fall 3 back. You win, and you're within 1. I mean, these games have such a huge ebb and flow back and forth nightly. We'll see how they do the remainder of the series, but obviously a tremendous way to start tonight.
Big deal coming to the ballpark down 1 game versus 3 games. So you come down 3 games, and then you lose, you're down 4 games. Now, if you lose tomorrow, you're down 1 game. If you win, you're tied, if that makes any sense at all.
FP Santangelo, I'm going to listen to you on the radio on the way home. And I'm going to watch Scott Reese and Dave Benz. They're coming. Michael Ehrman, ABG, a lot more Giants coverage from San Diego.
I nailed that, by the way. That was dead on.
Every time the